What's good, y'all? This is my boy David, and I'm doing a mid skin fade on him. The first thing I'm doing is balding him out. I'm gonna start out the balding process by using my trimmers, picking the amount of space that I would like bald, and after that, I will go in with the shavers. I missed a step that time, but now I'm going in with a shaver. You see, I stopped. You can see the half guide right there. Using the shavers right underneath. Now we're back at the half. For the half, I just used the clippers open. Now I have it closed, and I'm starting to fade now. Alright, bet. Now I slap that 3 guard on there, and the lever is fully closed. This is basically giving me an in-between space to go with. I have a beginning, which is the skin, and an end, which is the 3. I'm combing that hair out the way, and now I'm using the 1.5 guard closed. Now my system is dealing with skipping some numbers. After that, the next guard is the half guard. Now this is the baby's half guard, so it looks like a 1. And it seems I usually start with the lever open, but just to skip a step, it appears that I have it closed or I'm playing with the lever. Alright, I took all the guards off. Now I have the machine almost all the way open, so it's 1 notch away from being open. And I'm using my corners like 1/3 of the blade. Don't get too caught up on measurements or anything like that. Use what makes sense. So if you use the full blade, you'll be cutting off more. It may cause some lines, but you're covering more ground. Using less blade is like kind of like using the texturizing shears or blending shears, and it makes it soft. It blends out in a soft way. I will also close the lever where it is 1 notch away from being fully closed, and try to connect that half line with the rest of the hair. This is gonna give you the full fade. And I'll also play with the lever because I'm not just sticking to a set system. I'm kind of doing what makes sense. If more needs to be cut off, I'll close the lever even more. Excuse me. If I need less to cut off, I'll open the lever a little bit more. This little area, as you can see, is denser from the rest of the haircut, so you might need to give it a little bit more attention. Play with the lever. Usually going lower helps, and eventually we're gonna get down the same consistency as the rest of the hair on this side of the head. Once that's out of the way, continue blending until everything looks seamless. Now I will be attacking the parietal ridge. If I know myself, that is a 4 guard, and I use the 4 guard to attack the parietal ridge because it's about the same length as my fingers when I get close to the scalp, so I'll have an easy time blending in the top to the sides. Now I have the 2 guard on and I have it open. I'm trying to get rid of this dark spot. I remember this spot gave me a lot of trouble, but you know, you keep working at it until it looks like how you want it to look. Try your very best. If something isn't coming out the way you expect it to come out or would like it to come out, try going to another part of the head and working on that area, doing something you know you can do. That way you're not killing time on one area, and sometimes going back to the problem area after taking a little time to look away from it may help with the thinking process and how you will go about getting rid of, or fixing anything to how you would like it. Alright, now we're back in that area I was struggling with, and it appears, if I know myself, I'm using the 1 guard. The reason I say that is because the halves look just like the 1, maybe a little bit smaller. But I'm using the 1 guard all the way open, and I'm using my corners to soften that area up. It's looking a little bit better, but I guess I wasn't quite happy with it. I wanted to look a little bit more flush. I don't want that dark spot to just stick out like a sore thumb. And you know what? If this don't work, try different stuff out. You got a lot of skills in your arsenal. You want to try different stuff out. So I'm using the shears, and it's more controlled when I use the shears, so I could kind of pick at certain areas and not cut off too much. I guess that's what I was feeling scared of. And you're gonna start to see it blend out a little bit more. Also,
I don't have my thinning slash blending shears at home, so I couldn't go to that cheat code at the moment. So I just got a regular manually just blend it out, carefully using the knowledge I have and the tools I have available. As you can see, that area is looking a little bit softer and is blending in a little bit better. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to go on to something else. I don't want to spend all day on that problem. So I'll give them some lines. I'm working on that C-cup area. What I did, I started with the top of the C-cup, and then I went to the side of the C-cup, and that will be easier for me to connect the two into a nice circular shape. And usually with the fade, when you put a line up on it, it kind of makes the fade pop. So that's what I'm hoping for that other trouble area I was working on. Now, this is the moment of truth. Is the line gonna help, or am I gonna go back to it? Honestly, I remember what happened. I'm gonna have to go back to it. But I don't like finishing the haircut until the quality is at what I expect it to be for myself. But nonetheless, we are continuing with the haircut. We are adding lines to the other side, and we're gonna see how it looks at the end. I'll be working on the part on his comb over, and for this part, his part in general is a little curved in the middle of it. But we all know what 360 Jeezy said. On the line, there's both sides of the line. You work on the bottom, which is what I'm working on right now, and then you work on the other side, which is where the top of his hair is. However, I don't want to push anything back, so I usually just work on the bottom. Usually that creates a straight enough line, but for him, he don't got a straight line. He have a little curve of a line, and I will not push anything back to make it appear straight, but he got a big gap. Actually, you can see right here what I'm talking about. Let me know if I should make it straighter, if there's anything I'm doing that's not making it straight. You know what? I would like some advice on that. Should I try to make it as straight as I can or leave it curved? But anyway, you can see I'm back now at this problem area. I don't know why it's giving me so much trouble. I guess I needed my blending shears or something went wrong somewhere. But I believe this now is the half guard. I have the lever all the way open, and you know what? Sometimes you gotta play with the lever. So if I need to, I will do so. But I will not let that area go without it meeting my expectations. Okay, now I'm just straight up detailing. So whatever imperfections I've seen, I'm gonna go attack it. This is probably due to me attacking that one problem area, and a bunch of stuff started sticking out at me. Anyway, I am looking for quality. Okay, I'm getting paid enough where I don't gotta worry about getting a customer in and out of the chair as quickly as possible. Although I'm still worried about speed, but I want that quality to be what I want it to be. And I guess it's looking a little bit better. I'm not sure if I'm gonna attack the area later on, but knowing me, if it's imperfect, I'll at least try 1 or 2 more, 3 more times. But onward with a fade. We can't take too long on just one area. Alright, y'all, we are on to the lineup, and I'll start with the middle, and then I'll work my way to the right and to the left. So I'm gonna go to the left side of his head first. I'll create that line, make sure I'm walking that blade. What I mean by walking that blade, what do I mean by that? Alright, so apparently, I need a little bit more help with this. Anyway, so let's see if I could describe it the best I can. So I'll give a few tips. Tip number 1, make sure that blade is straight. Sometimes you think that you're keeping the blade straight and leveled. However, it is kind of tilted, and that was a problem I had before. The left side of the head would always give me problems, and it would be a little bit slanted down, so I try to overcompensate by just keeping my mind to keep it tilted up. Alright, now we on the right hand side of his face, and we're gonna keep trying to bring that line straight across, as straight as we can. Be conscious of what we're doing, and if you got to, chip off a little bit at a time until you meet the desired look that you're going for. What helps is looking at a mirror dead on. So stand behind your client, look into the mirror whilst their head is straight, and see how straight that lineup is, and adjust accordingly if needed. However, I don't got a mirror, so Right now I'm just winging it. Let's see how the best I do. I still kind of struggle. I don't have a one and done with hairlines. I still kind of gotta, tweak and go over and make sure I'm doing the best that I can. But the key word is to do the best that you can and improve on the way and make tiny adjustments on the way. You see that? The right side of his head. Now that's kind of it look like a little, it's curving at the bottom a little bit, but I know myself. I'm gonna keep going back over that until it looks like what I desire, without pushing him back. And as you can see, I already started the process of going over that again. Let's see how straight it comes out. But you know what? Y'all or whoever is listening or looking at this, be the judge of how the hairline came out. So we are now on to the top, and we saturated the hair with water. Look at that hairline, by the way. But what we're going to do, we're going to wet the hair so that we can have full control over it. We are on to the scissor work, y'all. Almost done with the top. And what we're going to do, what I do actually, is I start off with a horizontal cut. Then I start taking vertical cuts. I know it looks a little bit messy. I'm not making no parts. I'm just going in just brute and all. But it comes out great to me, So we're going to go with that vertical cut all the way to the back of the head. And we're going to use that as a traveling guideline to work on the left and right side of his head. So as you can see, I am pulling his hair and I'm working on the right side of his head. And the middle is shorter than the right hand side because that's where we just cut for the vertical guideline. And what I'm doing, I'm matching up both sides to that low middle area. That way I keep the hair around the same length and it flows together. On the side with the part, I usually do some vertical cuts just because some usually slips out. So I want to attack that, get that even as possible so nothing looks walky down the line. Now we're gonna do the other side and basically do the same exact thing, just evening up the hair. We are now gonna comb the hair in the direction that he will be combing his hair, opposite the part. And I'm gonna separate the fringe from the sides and do some, angle cutting? Or should I say box graduation? But either way, I'm cutting the bulk on the side, and what we want is for the fade to now blend to the top. We're gonna travel all the way to the back of his head and complete that area. We do not have to do the right side of his head because the hair is too short for me to grip. A little bit of shear over comb action, smooth it out a little bit in a controlled way. I don't got my blending shear, so this will be much easier, but I make do. Now I'm gonna handle that fringe area, have a little flow with it. I want it to kind of go seamlessly with each other. I want everything to look like it fits, not separate. You heard the word fringe? I'm learning. And we are going to tackle the beard now. Okay, so the first thing I have is my foreguard, and I'm going with the green. That kind of sets a little canvas for me to work on. Now I'm going to start fading out the sideburns. The sideburns is usually the same as fading out the top of the hair. I just go from bigger guard and I go to the lowest setting I have, which is to the trimmers, and I just stack it on top of each other. Now I'm gonna start with shaping out the line of the beard. I start at the temporal area, and now I'm gonna go to the cheeks and now travel that all the way down to his lips. I know my arm is in the way, but basically that's the concept of what I'm going at. I'm not gonna talk too much during the beard. I'm gonna kind of let y'all watch it. Now we are on to the mustache, and what I do, I pop that one guard on, and I either have it open, halfway, or closed based on the desired look that I'm going for. And the reason I'm going with the green is because going against the grain, I got the nose and the machine runs into it, and I'm not able to go as far as I want. So I'll use a machine, and then I'll spruce it up with some shears later on. Okay, so now we can see on this side much better what I was explaining with the other side. And I'm not going to talk too much, just watch and observe what I'm doing and make your own observations.
I'll try my best as always. So what I'm doing, I'm keeping the mustache natural, and I'm starting with the line above the lip. Now I don't want to go too high, but I want to give it that nice crisp line. I'm not trying to push anything back. Usually the hair tells you how it wants to be cut, and basically I'm using what's there, and I'm trying. David, come on, stay still. I know it took us, but I'm trying to use what's there to create straight lines without cutting too much off. If you could gather what I mean by that, but you could always watch the video and make your own assumptions and your own observations on how you would like to attack the mustache and how you would like to do the haircut. Now we are on to the bottom. He doesn't really like too much of a long beard. All his other friends don't like a short beard. So kind of go in between. I'm freehanding right now, and I will get one side that I'm cutting right now. I'm gonna have to travel that line all the way to the other side. Again, I don't really know how to explain this, but I'll try my best. So I'm gonna pick my target area right now. He's going right underneath the neck, you know, that little part underneath the neck. I'm not sure what that's called, but I'm using that as my length guide, and I'm shaping the beard to go straight into that, nothing overlapping. Forgot I did a design. I never seen myself do a design before on video, so let's see how it comes out. And you already know I'm gonna edit when I have to edit. Now that's looking cool. I've been kind of practicing on designs, but I need a little bit more help with it. I'm not quite getting the concept done, but thanks to David, I gotta practice my design ideas. Are going to pass the razor on everything that have a line: hairline, beard line, mustache line, design, and for the part 2. And let's see how everything comes out once we have that crispness to it. This is the finished cut, everyone. Please rate it from 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being poop, and let me know how I did. Let me know what I could do to improve. Thank y'all for watching till the end of the video. Peace.